All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets, and quite a lot has happened since our last show here on Tuesday. And I've been preaching the ideology that these exact time periods were the ones you need to be buying. And now we're seeing this play out where Bitcoin over the last 7 days is now up 20%, which is unprecedented when it comes to Bitcoin. We're seeing lots of altcoins up quite a bit as well. We'll go over the ones that we've covered that are now on the run over the last week or so that we mentioned. This is the time to be planting those seeds, getting those DCAs in, because they're trying to scare you out of your bags. And we've been saying this is the time you need to buy that blood. You need to buy the bad news. So we're going to go over exactly what's going on in the market. We're going to go over why this is happening. And then a couple of altcoins that I still see some opportunities with that haven't quite had that run where it's gotten away from those local lows. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Like the video down below and subscribe for more every single day here on Banter and on In the Game. And quick shout out to our sponsors as well. As always, Bybit, one of the leading exchanges across all of crypto for all of your trading needs. Bybit down below in the description. NordVPN, I would advise always use a VPN when you're navigating throughout the crypto markets. NordVPN down below. And last but certainly not least, in the top right corner of the screen, we have Vulcan Forged. Vulcan Forged is one of the leading blockchain gaming studios, infrastructures, and blockchains. And we'll go over that as well in this video, as a major milestone has come up for Vulcan Forged, where the Elysium network is, now pretty much going live officially. So we're going to go over that and more in this edition. We're seeing Bitcoin, as mentioned, take a pretty unprecedented rally here, up from 25K to 30K in less than a week's time. And this comes off the foot of all the bad news, the Binance, the Coinbase lawsuits, basically what people were saying, they're trying to ban crypto in the US. The US was dead for crypto, right? But in reality, these were all headlines to just try to shake you out of your positions and try to make you think that the crypto industry isn't going to make it or is a scam. And off the feet of that, we're seeing stuff like Polygon up 20%. We mentioned this was a fantastic DCA. We were DCAing in the $1.90 areas here for render. We're at 26% now up over the last week of time. We have Ocean, which I've been saying here is the best AI project at this moment in time, above SingularityNet, Render aside. Render's kind of in a league of its own. We have Ocean making a 25% move over the last 7 days. Just on the last show, we had mentioned that Magic was a fantastic buy. This one's up 28% over the last 7 days. Veracity's up 32% over the last 7 days. Altura's up 43% over the last 7 days. So this is actually the time periods where if you had that conviction and you see through the lines here, whenever these big news events come out and the market takes these big plummets, let's just go back to Bitcoin here. Let's go to the 1 month. When you see things, take these types of hits all the way down to these areas and then down to 24K, these kind of turbo dumps in the market. And whenever it's news driven, it usually is followed up by some sort of a rally. This has been quite an explosive rally, however, and this is off the backs of a lot of good news now. Now, is the BlackRock ETF news good news? Well, it's bullish for the regulatory standpoint of crypto in America. Is it, something to do with the back end of trying to force the narrative of CBDCs? That's yet to be seen. But we also haven't seen an ETF what I think is good of approval chances as something like BlackRock. We have Powell just yesterday saying that crypto asset class has some staying power in the U.S. economy. So this is definitely a little bit of a change of stance from what we've heard from a lot of regulators here in the United States. And then obviously a couple days ago, we see Fidelity, which is rumored to file for a spot Bitcoin ETF. We've seen Charles Schwab coming into the news a bit. So when you're looking at all these big institutes, this seems to be a big behind the scenes movement. They tried to shake you out of your positions. They tried to take away your on-ramps, Coinbase and Binance. And now they're trying to, push these Bitcoin ETFs. if these get approved, I think it kind of shows and proves that this is part of a little bit of a hidden agenda to, basically funnel the money that's going into Bitcoin and crypto in the United States through these big entities like Fidelity, like BlackRock, like Charles Schwab. So definitely keep your eye on that. But one thing that isn't going away anytime soon is crypto, is altcoins. These are going to be here for a long time because they are honestly doing a lot of disruptive things as far as the technology. Bitcoin's always going to be that giant. But just because these Bitcoin ETFs come out and they're trying to kind of regulate this thing to funnel all the money through their government entities, through their big institutions, that does not mean that the altcoin market is going anywhere. And in fact, we're seeing the altcoins finally catching up here off this Bitcoin move. The Bitcoin dominance at one point during this move was pretty high, and it's still pretty high. But at the same time, the market's moving too fast where altcoins, they're following suit. And when you take a look at some of the top, movers here, we have Altura, gaming, AI, gaming, liquid staking, gaming, blockchain, L1, L2, AI, gaming. So a lot of the big movers here are in that AI and the gaming narrative. And, we're going to go over a couple really quickly, which I think might not be done with this move. And, Polygon, even despite being up 18% over this week, if you take a look at the month, we're still down 25% from when this FUD began, from when they delisted it from Robinhood. And you guys in the comments, it's hilarious to read when people are like, oh, Polygon buys their partnerships. Polygon isn't all that. Well, Polygon has the biggest businesses backing it, the biggest businesses trusting them to bring their Web3 experiences to the mainstream market. And just yesterday, Time Magazine lists them as one of the 100 most influential companies of 2023. This is not influential blockchains, influential crypto companies, influential NFT companies. This is 100 most influential companies of 2023. This is absolutely huge for someone like Polygon, and it shows, they're working with Starbucks, Nike, Meta, MasterCard, Stripe. They have all the biggest partnerships, all the biggest integrations to date that have probably brought more users into the Web3 space than any other chain, including Nike's .swoosh. And .swoosh, this is a fantastic tweet here. I'm not going to be able to read this all, but at the same time, back in 1983, you can go look, the great video game crash. People didn't like the term video games back in the day. They really didn't like it. It wasn't a thing, and it actually scared investors away or users away the same type of way that whenever people call them NFTs. So instead of saying NFTs, they're calling it virtual collections, account linking achievements. And they're doing some brilliant stuff, integrating with Fortnite, integrating with EA Sports. This is all backed by Polygon. They're basically Trojan horsing people into this industry. And this is what this image is, right? Digital items, NFTs, gamers, and then EA Sports, pulling the Trojan horse through the door. I think that this is exactly what's going on. And it's awesome to see that they're succeeding at it. And we've seen some FUD, the .swoosh experience in Fortnite didn't involve NFTs, but they're warming people up to NFTs. And I truly think the EA Sports side will have NFTs, the digital collectibles, the customizable items. Just because Fortnite and Epic Games don't put NFTs in the games doesn't mean that this wasn't an NFT integration. So really bullish on .swoosh and what's going on underneath the Polygon ecosystem. And I still see a lot of opportunity here for more recovery, especially if this Bitcoin, and it's continuing right now, as we're kind of talking here. We're seeing the move from low 29K this morning, mid 29K, back up to 30 and some change. So we'll see how this Bitcoin move continues to shape up. But a lot of people are extremely bullish after everything that we've just gone through in this industry. What else could they throw at you to try to shake you out of your bags? So I do see a little bit of a continuation of this movement upwards, and I see more opportunity in some, projects like Polygon, projects like Avalanche. Avalanche has gotten hit hard during this time period, guys, from 1470 down to what got as low as, low $11. And we've been big fans of what Avalanche are doing with their subnet technology. I actually just spoke with the guys from Shrapnel, which is probably the #1 upcoming game in crypto and in the Polygon, or not the Polygon, the Avalanche network. And when you look at their sentiment behind the subnet technology, working with the Avalanche team, they have nothing but high praises working with the Avalanche team. And whenever you're looking, still down 13% over the month. And even though it's taken a 14% little bit of a recovery, it's not even near close to where it was before this FUD. And I think that this has been a good opportunity for accumulation all along. And I think that we could see this rally continue for Avalanche as it recovers towards those pre-FUD, pre-Coinbase, Binance announcements that kind of shook that price down. And it's awesome to see the layers, right? They have the subnets, which power big games, big businesses like TSM, esports organizations, etc. But now Avalanche is like, you know what? Just the subnets aren't enough. They came out just last month, at the beginning of this month, actually, with Arcade, which is helping games just plug in NFTs into their game, kind of like what Altura does. Altura has made an explosive move up this week, up 40%. We consistently say this is our favorite low cap altcoin, but their service that they provide is NFTs into traditional games. And that's exactly what Avalanche has now done. It's an SDK that can plug and play for NFTs inside of their games. So super bullish on Avalanche to continue making a run up. And one that's kind of not getting as much attention with this rally, at least. Keep in mind, we're at a position where we were DCAing at the lows. We were DCAing after the FUD. So if you've watched the shows, you heard the ideology of you should be buying whenever there's these big public news events that cascade the price down. It's one of the best opportunities typically for accumulation. So we've seen a lot of altcoins now rallying pretty heavily, and Vulcan Forge only up 10% this week, when in reality, they've pushed more in their ecosystem over this bear market than almost 99% of gaming projects out there. It's taken a move from 280 up to 310. I've always said around that $3 mark is a fantastic accumulation level, still at an $84 million market cap, which I think this deserves to be a $100 million market cap plus easily, especially when it comes to the fact that they are about to migrate the whole ecosystem to their own blockchain, which I couldn't be more bullish on, because they have 12 games in-house. They have about 10 partner games building on the Elysium chain. They have some of the best backing out there, and advisors and just people involved in the project. Jamie Thompson, their CEO, fantastic leader and fantastic builder. They have Scaramucci, who's a big investor, and I believe at this point an advisor. He's connected them with so many big businesses, big partnerships, and big companies. It's really inevitable that Vulcan Forge is going to be at the forefront, and they do have a massive event this summer that's going to get them in front of 300 million households. So with all that being said, now we're seeing, as we prepare to migrate to the new blockchain, we're guiding you through the process of creating a MetaMask account and adding the Elysium network. So they're about to take everything within their ecosystem and take it on chain. I'm really, really bullish on what Vulcan Forge is doing, and I think it hasn't had that move in this run yet. When you take a look at other projects, let's filter by market cap. In that market cap area, Wilder World, very bullish on Wilder World. Spoke with their team too, and they're doing some awesome things that haven't even been disclosed to the public yet. They're up 20% this week. Veracity, up 32%. Ultra up 16%. You have Gala Games, where was it at? Up 19%. So the fact that Vulcan's only up 10% for the week, I think it's lagging a bit behind. But it's not a bad thing, because it allows more time for those accumulations. If you feel like you've missed some of this rally, I actually think Vulcan Forge is one of the better opportunities to DCA into and kind of catch a little more of this rally on the upside. And last but not least, on the main tokens that I'm seeing a really good opportunity here with is Remark. So a lot of people, and including myself, a lot of people just associate Remark and their smart NFT technology. So as you see here, unlocking the real potential of NFTs. It puts NFTs inside of an NFT, equipping an NFT to another to create multiple file outputs in one. That sounds a little complicated, but if you actually read into it and see the services that they provide, it actually makes a whole lot of sense. The standard will allow for cross collection and cross chain compatibility. And they've recently gone EVM. They've recently gone multi-chain. So a lot of people associate Remark with the Polygon and the Kusama network, including myself. But what people need to take a look at is they have been, going EVM recently. And I really am a big believer that this is going to make one of the bigger comebacks when it comes to the next bull market. 2 reasons. It's fully diluted, number one. So if you take a look at the fully diluted 19 million market cap, 19 million. So there's no more tokens to hit circulation here. I think that's something big you need to keep in mind. And we're kind of just in these middling ranges at this point in time. This will never, I don't think, don't quote me. This will never get back to, what was the all-time high here? $62. That's quite a jump. That's about a 33x or 31x from here. I don't think it's going to go there. But in reality, that's only a couple $100 million market cap. We're at a $19 million market cap here. I think the risk reward that Remark makes a massive comeback is really solid at this point in time. And the 7 days, it is taking a nice tick upwards, but still, we're not really out of these ranges that we've been in for, if we just kind of trim down this timeline. We've been in these ranges since last September, since we dipped into these mid $2 ranges into these $1.90 ranges that we're at now. So I think Remark's a fantastic long-term accumulation and kind of right up there with stuff like Altura, WAGMI Games as far as a low cap token. It's surprising to me, but 𝗕𝗵𝗫's kind of fell into the low cap range. It's a $39 million market cap. I think 𝗕𝗵𝗫, whenever it comes to the next bull run and that launch pad, everything that they're doing, I think this will be a really good accumulation. I think Ultra has a little left in this run. I think Theta has a little bit left in this run. And those are just a few. But the reason, I'm not getting into these things today. I'm not out here trying to buy every single token that's up 40%. So here's the liberty that we've set up here. If you listen to this particular show in the game, I had meant literally on the last 2 shows, I mentioned that the smart money buys during these times. These are the times to fill your bags, to fill your long-term portfolio. Whenever we have these cataclysmic events like the Binance, the Coinbase, these bad news, USDT FUD, whatever the case may be, when those things come through the door, those are typically great times to just add to your positions. And, some of the smartest investors in the world, that's how they make their hay. And we're seeing it play out once again here. So for me, it's more of a sit back and relax situation because my altcoin positions are in. My altcoins are definitely making moves when it comes to gaming, metaverse, AI, etc. So for me, it's more of a sit back and relax situation. And we alluded to this tweet last show or 2 shows ago from 𝗟𝗟. And 𝗟𝗟 said, would you rather be the person that's trying to stress out over every top and bottom or just buy the big dips consistently? And then here we are. We're well positioned for these big moves on these altcoins whenever that time comes. And you're just in a much better mental state. You don't want to be the guy that's sitting on the sideline thinking, dang, did I miss the bottom again? Did I miss? Am I about to miss the bull run? I need to buy these things that are up 30% this week. No. You need to set yourself up when there's blood in the market and there's no one left. I also saw a tweet today, and we'll wrap it up with one news bit on a project that hasn't launched yet in just a second. I saw a tweet today, and it was like, if you're leaving in these times, you're stupid. Just blunt. If you are leaving during the red market, you are stupid because you're going to run back into the market when the market's completely green. And then the people who have been here are going to ruthlessly, with no sympathy, take profit on your head. You don't want to be the stupid one coming back into the market later on. You want to be the one that, ruthlessly or not, is able to take profits whenever these things come through, and you're not chasing. So I hope we've set you up well for that here on In the Game, because every time there's these major dips, we're taking advantage. We're being the sharks when everyone else is trying to swim away and be the minnows that don't want a piece of the down times. But when we smell blood, we become the sharks in the market, and it's set up pretty well here for this recent pump. And then last but not least, I wanted to provide an update. So we've been waiting on the 𝗪𝗏𝗃 platform. It's a gamified, decentralized exchange, kind of like 𝗪𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗰𝗄𝗋, which big shout out to 𝗪𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. Let me filter by market cap so we'll find them quicker. Up 25% this week. They've made some revamps to their game. I got to give a kudos. They could have easily ran away when the gaming market died and when their token got completely decimated in price. But at the same time, they continue to build it. I just want to give a golf clap to them because they've really shown that, if you just keep building in these times and you have a community and you have a product that's ready to go, you can make it out of these markets and come out on top. So big shout out to them for continuing to build. But the DeFi Kingdoms of Arbitrum is yet to launch, and later on in July, their TGE will be in August. And then the July lock drop, where if you provide LPs in the DeFi farms, you're going to get an airdrop of the 𝗪𝗏 token. Really bullish on this. And who knows? Where's the market going to be in a month? Where's the market going to be in a month and a half? The FOMO here could really ramp up if this run continues. We have a lot of people calling for a full-blown bull run, like a miniature bull run. Alex Becker tweeted just the other day, here we go again. It was like SpongeBob getting out of a chair, and he's saying he's getting up out of his chair to go buy gaming coins. So what are we going to see over the next couple of weeks? It's really hard to tell if we're in this rally indefinitely or if this is just some relief from all the negative news that we just got. But regardless, we're sitting back and we're enjoying the action because our positions are in and we've set ourselves up nicely. I hope you set yourself up nicely during these time periods as well and bought the dips on the projects that we are really bullish on. And we covered literally in the last show before altcoins ran. I gave you an 11 token portfolio that is going to make a really good move by the next cycle. It didn't even take till the next cycle. It took to the next 2 days, and we've seen a fantastic move upwards. So like the video down below, subscribe to the channel for more every single day here on In the Game and on Banter. And I will be back either tomorrow or this weekend with another show. As always, play well, my friends.